What's up? We back, part two. Not so much a transatlantic. We're going to talk about other things like have you ever asked yourself how the United States was created? And who created the United States? The United Front. What was a country named before it was called the United States? First of all, the country was named Carabobo. It was created California, which means it was developed. Anytime a country is developed by another country, that country that is the developer of that other country is the creator of that country. So we talk about who created California, which is the only blue state in the charter. Charter being Northern America, 52 states. When I was growing up, it was 51. Delaware, the state of, being the first, and Alaska today being the last state in the United Front. California is the only blue state, 52 or 51 red states. Red, fourth class officers. Blue, third class. White knights, second class. Black knights, first class. We have the Golden Age, Black Knight, Silver Age, White Knight, Green Sash, Brazen Age, Blue Knight, and then we have that Bastard Age. That Bastard's Age of Queen Elizabeth. That's a Bastard's Age. It's not really a real age. That's that red. That's that fourth class. They're bastards, nigga. Bastards, nigga. On everything. Them little bastards. There. Libya, Morocco created and developed California, while Cairo, Egypt, and Lebanon and Lebanese, they created the rest of the United States or developed. This is why we have a lot of Black Hawk countries, even in Canada. I don't want to think about what India has done. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Pacific Islands, 8-string islands, Micronesia, Malaysia, etc. Look at that Comoros Islands, Indonesia. You're looking at Australia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, colonized India, which is northern Africa, Cairo, all the way out west from the eastern Indies to the western Indies, Libya, Morocco. Then you have the colony of the colony, northern Africa. You have South America. Hawaii is fitted in with the Pacific Islanders, which are Indians from the Pacific. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to think about the multitude of Indians that run this earth. It's massive. You know what I'm saying? How it goes. The Carabobo, the coffin text, California created by Libya, Western Indies. Contract, Japan, China, Russia, California peace treaties. Rest of the country, Lebanon, and the Lebanese. Excuse me. And Cairo, Egypt, which is the fifth column, fifth strongest tribes. And we're talking about settlers. How did it become that the whites are found on this land and they have an organization amongst indigenous residents that we're finding out today are Negroids in terms of four heads called Iridan, which is Nigerians and Nigerians, or from Niger and Nigeria, and the tribes of Reuben, and a foothold of the Falashid tribe in southwest Africa, and Angola, Zaire, Congo. These are the niggers, Zinjis. The Lake Erie Indians. Erie meaning nigger or Niger or Nigerian. So they take the black Hebrewic name, the Aboriginal, the original fifth column member, the original seed and offspring of a Pakistani and Bangladeshi and Indian and a Eastern African, Cameroon, and a Philosopher tribe member, because India, you have to remember, made it with us first. We are the offspring of our paramours, Indians, and from the mainland. This image right here in your face. And then India started mating with Mongolians, Chinese. They started mating with Sicilians, Italians. They started mating with Greeks and Hyksos. As is spoken of in some of your books, King Herod. And they came down from Rome and Greece, and they set a shop up in Egypt. They started dating us. And we're the first of the seeds of Indians and Africans. They're the second of the seeds with the Indian and Africans. So you have modern-day Mexicans, fifth column members, then you have blacks, what they call niggers, or black Hebrewic nations, or Muslimin, or Israeli, or Benin. You have all these people that they swear is niggers, and they're giving it away when they say nigger. They say an Ireland. We're the original India, the black Hebrewic nations, the Druid, El Bed, El Fard, who they call Ford. Excuse me. These Mexicans are not indigenous. The Indians with the big nose. And it comes out, they on the nickel. These are the Greeks that made it in with Indians. These are Sicilian Italians. The true Indian is right in front of your face. He appears to be us. They call him nigger. And then they said in a lot of ways that we were not total human. We are 3/5 human, 1/17 human, whatever. And they stripped us of that when they created this country. They didn't want to let us in. But it was a country here already before they established this country as a settlement for non-blacks. The First Amendment tells it all. Freedom, justice, equality for all, which makes this country a flatliner country. 1776, they praised our kind of human. 1871, they used a dollar bill and created a mountain of illumination outside of the original mountain of illumination. If you see Jesus Christ and the aura around his head, that's how we illuminate. They created a second Illuminati, illuminated off of an anthropology or morphism theism. They created from the flatliner organization, sensing everybody was under oppression because we are equal. We have live channels. Everybody has the same, whether you climb off a banana boat today and whether my father had something to do with creating this united front. We were all the same. We were equal. We all could pursue the same rights. They switched that flatliner system up and created a sinusoidal path, which is a hill and a valley. They separated the hill. That's where you get the hill figures. Small, secured, unlimited spenders. Small group. They have to be secure party. They have to be unlimited in spending. They have to have all the money, as opposed to a larger and more unsecured group with limited spending. They switched the system in 1871. Original Constitution, 1776. They praised the black man. They knew he was God. They knew he was a Naba, and a Bertar, and Angelos. They knew he was found in the book of Demonology. They knew who he was. And they smooth moved him. Instead of seeing a black man's back wide open from a whip, they would rip a dollar bill and say that dollar bill would take that whooping. Instead of seeing a man laying under a stream with his eyes open dead, they could put a dollar bill in a puddle of water. You could pick that dollar bill up. That dollar bill would take that ass whooping. Instead of seeing a man burned and hung, they would burn a dollar bill. This is anthropology, morphism, theism for a weak country. Damn. Called the United Front. Do you understand? It's a weak country. Always been weak. Damn. Never was strong. Because they started out the country a flatliner, changed the country in 1871. They went away from the gods, who was never included. They created 5 civilized tribes, saying, you are not civilized. Damn. They captured niggers, just like me, yeah. You got these niggas up there playing their game. These niggas can't win because that ain't their game, yeah? This right here is their game. Damn. The niggas out of water. You understand? They doing them a favor. Favor for a favor. But I don't trade dollars for dimes. And a lot of people say white people, the settlers of this land, they got dimes. They ain't got no real money. But the country was occupied already before they created the United States. And for you and me as a black person, they say yesterday, a Hebrew, Aboriginal, this land is our state and reserved for us. Those who would live here that are non-blacks and non-colored, this is merely a settlement. They're just settlers. And they're using us to protect them from other settlers. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? So imagine a black man having a covenant, because that's what God gave us, blacks. He gave us more power than that which would settle on this land in Northern America. When you speak about organization, trade name, and trademark, as opposed to Indian territories and northern lands, the District of Columbia. Organization doesn't go hand in hand with trade name. Trade name doesn't go hand in hand with trademark. We war against each other with the addition of 4 unknown entities, 7 entities. We war against each other right now today, while other people think we're hand in hand. Saying a black man or a Indian or indigenous to this world, he who is, had a covenant, had powerful armies, nuclear arms, before they established this country for white settlers. He leaned towards helping white people in trouble against other white people by allowing them to settle, and other races too. White people run into problems. They go to the black man that allowed them to settle, and he says, oh yes, I had the most powerful organism and a protective organism, but the covenant, which is a protective organism, has passed. And it fell in his lap, and he points to another black god, or a Naba, or a black Hebrew Indian, or an Aboriginal, or a black Israeli, or a black Druid, or black Jew. And that's what Jews are and Druids. They're black people, not white, or Black Hawks, Indian tribes. And he doesn't deal with you whites, and he didn't understand anything about us letting you settle and trying to defend you from other whites. He said, but we're being hurt. Technology is hurting us. Yeah, because you're a small settlement sitting smack dab in the middle of a larger reservation of blacks, and we have tribal wars, and we are warring, and you are in the way. The laws of Nagayim, 1, 2, and 3, apprentice, fellow craft, and the master curios. The Nagayo is a student. The wizard is a master. The hunter is number 1. He chases. The number 2, which is Nagayo. What does he do? He rolls over the EIN. He moves. Part 2 is coming.